You may be asking, what's Peloton? It's a bike that costs about $2,000. Not only that, each month you pay a monthly subscription fee to ride your $2,000 bike. And best of all, it's stationary. And they charge you about $300 to set it up. So it's a $2,000 bike that you pay to use and pay to set up that doesn't go anywhere. What's a business like that? Now, Speaker Pelosi decided to give everyone in Congress a Peloton gym membership.
Not only do Republicans not know what a contraception is, but they also don't know what Peloton is. Did you know that there's these thing called stationary bikes? Did you know that stationary means staying in one place? Well, how am I gonna take a bike and not go anywhere? Let's find out what the outrage is over that Kevin McCarthy has with Peloton, which I'm sure you could have some outrage with Peloton, but this is a little different. So new perks and services in the works for for the House staff, particularly Peloton app memberships and direct-to-office alcohol delivery are getting some pushback from Republicans. The House's food services vendor Sodexo, which operates house cafeterias, restaurants, and in-house catering, is now offering same-day orders for alcohol online. So we got alcohol on one side, and we've got Peloton on the other. And there was a sign that was noticed by Republicans outside of the Food Service Administration and in the Rayburn House office building on Friday, and it advertised 6-pack and more with, quote, drinks on demand at drinks.house.gov. That sounds fun. Let's look at that picture really fast because it was tweeted out. And Congressman Drew Ferguson was very unhappy about this and said Joe Biden buys crack pipes and Nancy Pelosi is opening liquor stores in Congress. Just what Americans want. Well, Congressman, it kind of is. Definitely the alcohol. We've seen those studies about that. Also, so more on this because they're all upset about this. They got their hands up and they're outraged. Americans can't afford to buy groceries or put gas in their cars. And Nancy Pelosi decides now is a good time to open a congressional liquor store on Capitol Hill. That's what Ferguson continued on to say. Washington Dems couldn't be more out of touch. Well, Francesca, I've heard that they're having cocaine-fueled orgies.
They have.
So maybe they're down.
They 100% are. Like, okay. Don't use it. Don't use the service. You're lost. But my guess is you're totally going to go to drinks.house.gov and you're definitely going to order something from that. And if you do, we will be watching and we'll be like, see, we told you.
Please respond to Marjorie Taylor Greene attending the white nationalist conference over the weekend.
You know what? I commented on that on yesterday. I understand your job. I understand what you're trying to do. I've already commented on that. We've got a war in Europe that we have not had since World War II. We've got people in a village and others, and you can take my statement that I said yesterday and play it one more time. Yes.
Doesn't want to say anything again because what he would say just wouldn't work out. If he actually condemns what they were doing, he'll anger Donald Trump. If he says they're all great, then we'll know what he really believes, that he's all for it as long as he has some kind of access to power. So let's get to what Kevin McCarthy has done so far. I'm sorry, wait a second, there's more from this, I'm sorry. So after this, there was pushback from Jim McGovern, Democrat Jim McGovern from Massachusetts. And he condemned McCarthy for the way he's been approaching these things and hoping that he would maybe do something or say something. Watch.
Come from Russia, American money is going to Putin. Let's stop that and stop that today. With that, I yield back.
Gentleman reserves. Gentleman from Massachusetts is recognized.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the world is watching, and I'm not going to be lectured by someone who takes their marching orders from Donald Trump, who said that Putin's invasion of Ukraine was a genius and savvy move. I wish the gentleman would have condemned that. And listening to that speech, you would think that Joe Biden invaded Ukraine. I mean, he spent all this time criticizing Joe Biden, John Kerry, and everybody else, but hardly criticized Vladimir Putin. Look, I also wish, because I think it would be helpful for this country and a signal to the world, if the gentleman who just spoke would reprimand members of his own party who cozy up to white nationalists and go to pro-Putin rallies. That would send a signal to people in this country and to people around the world on whose side we're on.
So McCarthy also said that he plans to have a discussion with both Green and Gosar about the matter in the coming days. So far, he's only exchanged text messages with Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is unacceptable, is what he added. That's it. Now, by the way, when we've talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene and also Gosar lost some committee assignments because of their rhetoric and their actions running around playing games in Congress. So before we let you jump in here, Adrian, because I want to get this whole thing out here. So when asked about whether or not he's gonna do something about their committee assignments that they were stripped of for their craziness, is what he had to say last year.
With regards to Republicans who have been stripped of their committee assignments by this majority, do you plan to give Marjorie Taylor Greene and Paul Gosar their committee assignments back if you take the majority?
They'll have committees. The committee assignment they have now, they may have other committee assignments. They may have better committee assignments. I think with Gosar, those are the ones he wants. Taylor Greene, she was just a freshman. I know she was requested others. She has a right to serve on committees.
They might get better committee assignments. Who knows? I mean, I'm all on board. Who cares? I mean, they're there, they're here. I'm all for them. Back and forth. I don't know if this is going to work out for him because we know that his only ambition is to be Speaker of the House. They assume that they're going to win, and after that, he's going to be, as Adam Kinzinger pointed out, Adrian, he now has to bow down to people like Marjorie Taylor Greene because she's just an extension of Trump.
You know, when we talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene, committee assignments, no, they don't need more work. They don't need more opportunities. They need pay reductions, especially if we can't get them out of Congress. At least you can pay them less for the work that they are not doing. But also McCarthy had an opportunity to double down, to say something, to really draw the line, to make clear that attending these white supremacist rallies and using your voice as a member of Congress in this regard is completely and totally unacceptable. And instead, he decided to go ahead and punt to the thought of, you can play what I said before, I'm not going to answer this. He used as much air and words to essentially say nothing when he could have said something again and to make it affirmed and clear. And it really just shows you again that he is here to pander to whoever's gonna keep him in a position of power. And as you're right, he's not gonna go against Trump or any of his minions, a la Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert.